Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham. Last video I have explained you the provisions regarding how to compute the income from business or profession. PGBP, profits and gains of business or profession. So in this video I'm going to start the problems on PGBP. So before starting the problem you must know the provisions, how to compute the income of a business or profession. So watch the last video if you have not watched. Then the complete detail of these provisions you can refer to my old videos. Go to the playlist of my channel, select the subject income tax for the assessment year 23-24, that is last assessment year. There I have explained in very much detail, whereas the previous video in this assessment year very briefly I have explained because lack of time is there. The provisions are almost the same, no change at all. So now I am going to start the problems on PGBP, profits and gains of business or profession. So before starting the problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. Take the screenshot of the answers of the first two questions, then I'll explain every point in detail. Come on, see the first problem. Sri Ganesh Sharma is the owner of a business. From the following is the profit and loss account for the previous year 23-24. Compute his income from business for the current assessment year 24-25. So current assessment year 24-25. The previous year is 23-24. Now profit and loss account is given. All debit items are given, credit items are given, net profit. The net profit as per profit and loss account is 5,50,990. So we start our calculations by taking this net profit as per profit and loss account. And additional information is given. During the previous year, due to negligence of an employee, goods worth ₹6,000 were destroyed, damaged fully, and there is no insurance for it. In the previous theory video I have explained, if the goods are destroyed or damaged due to the negligence or dishonesty of the employee, it is a revenue loss. It is allowed as deduction according to the provisions of Income Tax Act. One suggestion to you all, while watching this income tax video, always maintain running notes. Keep a notebook, calculator, pen ready. So whenever I say one new provision, immediately you should write it down. Otherwise you'll forget it. So many provisions are there, right? So how to compute the business income? Profit and loss account is given. Take the net profit as per profit and loss account. So here you can see computation of income from business of Sri Ganesh Sharma for the assessment year. Then format, two columns at the extreme right hand side. First we will start with net profit as per profit and loss account. It is given 5,50,990. To this we have to add inadmissible expenses. What do you mean by inadmissible expenses? The expenses which are debited to profit and loss account but which are not allowed by Income Tax Act. That means the SSC has already debited so many items in the debit side of profit and loss account. But these items, all the items are not allowed. Some items are there which are specifically disallowed. And those items are called inadmissible expenses. In theory video I have explained you what are the items which are disallowed. Now one by one we'll see. Staff, salary to staff allowed. Without paying salary to staff we cannot run the business. Bonus allowed. Proprietor's salary, owner's salary. A person cannot give the salary to himself. I am the owner of the business, I am giving salary to myself. It is not correct. So Income Tax Act says salary paid to employees are allowed. Salary paid to the proprietor or owner disallowed. So add back. Proprietor's salary 18,000 disallowed. It is debited to profit and loss account. But Income Tax Act says no, it should not be debited. So we add back. That is called inadmissible. Second, after proprietor's salary, rent of the building allowed. because the building is a rented building. In that building, business is carried on, allowed. Interest on loan for personal 5,000, for business 7,000. If loan is taken for the purpose of business and interest is paid, allowed. Whereas loan is taken for personal purpose and interest is paid, not allowed. Because this interest belongs to personal loan. So interest on personal loan, disallowed. Next comes printing and stationery, allowed. Income tax is disallowed. Income tax is a personal tax. It is not the business expenditure. So income tax, disallowed. After completing this, you must write in working notes. In working notes, in examination, you must write income tax is a personal tax, so disallowed. Interest on personal loan is a personal expenditure, disallowed. Proprietor's salary is a notional payment, imaginary payment, disallowed. Cost of new telephone. Whenever a new telephone is installed, some cost is incurred. That's a business expenditure, allowed. Telephone bill, allowed. Drawings. Drawing means when the owner withdraws the money from the business for personal purpose, it is not an expenditure. It is disallowed. Drawings, 16,000, disallowed. Next comes repairs. Repairs to building. First of all, building is a rented building. Building is a rented building. The current repairs, allowed. Because when we maintain the building, we have to incur some expenditure on repairing. It is a continuous expenditure. So repair to building is a revenue expenditure, allowed. Whereas capital repairs 15,000. Sometimes there is an agreement between the owner and the businessman. Owner of the building and the businessman. That the capital repairs have to be incurred by the tenant. In that case, capital repair also allowed. That means current repair 6,000, capital repair 15,000, allowed. But capital expenditure 32,000. Normally capital expenditure will be incurred only by the owner, not by the tenant. So here businessman is the tenant. In that case, capital expenditure is disallowed. It is not a revenue expenditure. 32,000 here. Capital expenditure on repair to building, disallowed. But Income Tax Act says capital expenditure on building, depreciation will be allowed as per the income tax rules. The rate of tax is 10% for non-residential building. This is a non-residential building. The building used for business. So 10% on depreciation, 10% depreciation on 32,000 will be allowed afterwards. Now, provision for doubtful debts. In the previous class, I told you bad debts will be allowed. But provision for doubtful debts, not allowed, specifically given by Income Tax Act. The provision for doubtful debts 2008-60, not allowed. Provision for warranties, it is allowed. Normally, a business will give warranty to the customers. So when they provide warranty, there is a chance that they have to spend some money on the warranty. So provision for warranty is a business expenditure. It is allowed. Depreciation. While depreciation, you have to see whether in adjustment depreciation as per IT rule is given or not. In the adjustment, nothing is given regarding depreciation. That means whatever depreciation is debited to profit and loss account is according to IT rules. That is our assumption. Depreciation debited to profit and loss account is as per the IT rules. So nothing to be done, right? In the coming problem, depreciation will be given in the adjustment as per IT rules. Then depreciation debited to profit and loss account will be disallowed. And as per IT rules, it will be allowed. But in the present problem, nothing is given. So whatever depreciation debited to profit and loss account, we assume it as per IT rules, allowed. Over. So all the items we have taken. Proprietor's salary, interest on personal loan, income tax, drawings, capital expenditure on repair of building, provision for doubtful debts. These are called inadmissible expenses. Take the total 77,960. Add up. So 550,990 plus 77,960, you will get 6,28,950. Now see the credit side of profit and loss account. Any income which is not a business income deduct. Right? These are called incomes taxable under other heads, not under business income. We are computing business income, but some incomes are credited to profit and loss account, which is not a business income. So deduct separately, we have to tax it in other heads. Here gross profit is a business income. Then interest on bank deposit. Income Tax Act says interest on bank deposit is taxable under income from other sources. It is not a business income. So we should deduct. Interest on bank deposit 15,100, subtract, deduct 613,850. Now deductions allowed as per IT rules. Income Tax Act, what deductions are allowed? First of all, depreciation on capital expenditure. It is not given in the problem. You must remember. Capital expenditure depreciation 10% is allowed on buildings. So here this capital expenditure 32,000 is on building. So 10% of 32,000, 3,200. Apart from that, some loss, some goods are damaged due to the negligence of the employee. That is a revenue expenditure. That is a revenue loss allowed as deduction. 6,000. So total 9,200. Subtract 9,200, 6,04,650. 6,04,650, this is the business income. That's all. If you write like this, definitely you will get full marks in examination. This is the method of computing the business income. But this is not enough. After completing the computation, you must write in working notes most of the points. For example, sale of waste paper, it is credited to a profit and loss account. So sale of waste paper is a revenue business income. It's a revenue business income, so nothing should be done. If it is not a business income, we have to deduct it. It's a business income, just leave it. So in working note, you should write on sale of waste paper is a business income. But interest on bank deposit is not a business income. That's why we should deduct. It is taxable separately. Now debit side, provision for warranties, it's a business expenditure, allowed. But provision for doubtful debts, not allowed. This you should write it down in working note. Similarly, cost of new telephone bill, that is allowed. Income tax is not allowed. Like this few points you have to write in the working notes. That's all. This is the method. First problem I have completed on computing the business income. Now, second problem. Following is the profit and loss account of Srimati Pushpalata. Compute income from business and calculate tax liability for the current assessment year. Both business income as well as tax liability. The profit and loss account is given. Debit side salary, add outstanding, telephone, etc. Then net profit is given 6,54,000. Same procedure we have to start. We have to start with the net profit as per profit and loss account. To that you add inadmissible expenses. So 6,54,000. Then additional information, 50% use of motor car is attributable to business purpose. That means the motor car is used 50% for business and 50% for personal. So only 50% will be allowed. The expenditure relating to business only will be allowed. Personal, not allowed. Depreciation allowed as per IT rules 58,000. So whatever depreciation debited to profit and loss account is disallowed. Add back. Later on, depreciation as per IT rules will be allowed. Part of the sales is export of goods. Due to foreign exchange rate fluctuation, loss suffered 21,000. In the previous theory class, I told you, if a business is having a loss due to fluctuation in foreign exchange rate. Nowadays, many business will have import and export or foreign dealings. In that case, due to the fluctuation of foreign exchange rate, the business may incur loss. It is a revenue loss. It will be allowed as per IT rules. Income from other sources are 1,10,000. Apart from business income, they are having income from other sources also. Now we'll start the answer for this problem. Srimati Pushpalata. First of all, you should write down computation of income from business of Srimati Pushpalata for the assessment year 24-25. The net profit as per profit and loss account 6,54,000. Now debit side you see one by one. First item, salary is allowed. Then add outstanding salary 8,000. Salary paid 1,40,000, salary outstanding 8,000, total salary 1,48,000. According to mercantile system of accounting, whether salary is paid or outstanding, fully allowed as deduction. If nothing is given, we have to assume that business follows mercantile system of accounting or accrual system of accounting. So whether expenditure paid or not paid, fully allowed. So simply in working note you should write down, no adjustment, nothing. Telephone expenses allowed, rent allowed, legal expenses. Now legal expenses are given for protecting the business, it is allowed. For personal suit, disallowed. Legal expenses are paid for protecting the business, it's a business expenditure. But for personal suit legal expenses, it is personal, not business. So here legal expense on personal suit 9,000, disallowed. Second, motor car expenses. Total motor car expenses 44,000, but 50% are related to business and 50% personal. The personal will be disallowed. The motor car expenses personal 50% of 44,000, 22,000. Next comes income tax. Previous problem also I told you income tax will be completely disallowed. Then birthday party expenses. Actually birthday party expense is a personal expense, but here it is debited to profit and loss account, disallowed. Personal expenses. Next comes annual day expenses of the shop, allowed. Annual day is celebrated of the shop. It is to promote the business. So it is allowed as deduction. Nothing to be done. Goods and services tax, allowed. Income tax is not allowed. Goods and services, GST is allowed. Bad debts, allowed. Provision for doubtful debts, not allowed. Previous problem also we got provision for doubtful debts. Here also provision for doubtful debts, 2,800, disallowed. Depreciation. In this problem, depreciation is debited to profit and loss account, and also in adjustment depreciation as per IT rules. So as per IT rules is allowed, whereas debited to profit and loss account is disallowed. So depreciation 16,000, disallowed, right? Similarly, one more item is there, rent. Actually, rent debited to profit and loss account is 18,000. But on the credit side, you can see rent sublet 2,000. That means this businessman has taken the property on rent. Some part of the property is sublet. And by subletting, he got an income of 2,000. The Income Tax Act says the rent received from subletting should be deducted from the rent paid. The rent paid is 18,000, whereas rent received is 2,000. So 2,000 deduct. 18,000 minus 2,000, 16,000 is allowed. But here already 18,000 we have debited. So how much is disallowed? 2,000 rent is disallowed. So rent 18,000 minus 16,000. 2,000 will be disallowed. That's all. So all the inadmissible expenses we have taken. In legal expense on personal suit, motor car expenses personal, income tax, birthday party expense, provision for doubtful debts, depreciation, rent. Take the total 69,800. Add up both 723,800. Now incomes taxable under other heads. Credit side of profit and loss account. See any income which is not taxable under business income, separately taxable under other heads. Gross profit. Then rent sublet, just now we have discussed. Profit on sale of old machinery. If any machinery is sold, the profit arising is taxable as short-term capital gain. So any depreciable asset which is used in the business is sold, gain arising is short-term capital gain. So this profit on sale of old machinery, 68,000, not a business income. So deduct. Profit on sale of old machinery 68,000, not a business income. Deduct. Separately taxable under short-term capital gain. So subtract 68,000, 655,800. Now deductions allowed as per IT rules, income tax. Depreciation. As per IT rules, depreciation, it is given second point 58,000. Debited to profit and loss account we have disallowed. The depreciation debited to profit and loss account is disallowed, whereas IT rules it is allowed. Similarly, loss due to foreign exchange fluctuations. Just now I told you, foreign exchange fluctuations, due to foreign exchange fluctuation, the business is incurring loss, 21,000, revenue loss, allowed. So these two are the deductions which are allowed as per IT rules. Take the total, 21,000 plus 58,000, 79,000. Deduct 79,000, 5,76,800. This is what? Business income. We have completed the computation of business income. It is also asking you to calculate the tax liability, but it has not specified whether we have to apply default tax scheme or optional tax scheme. Optional means old, because the tax rates are different for default tax scheme and optional, right? So we calculate both because nothing is specified in the problem. In examination, it will specify whether we have to apply default or optional. First of all, total income. How much business income we got? 5,76,800. Apart from that, short-term capital gain, the profit on sale of machinery, 68,000. 68,000. Apart from that, income from other sources, 1,10,000 given in the last line. So total income is 7,54,800. This is the total income on which slab system will apply. So here computation of tax liability under default tax regime. Under default tax regime, the basic exemption is 3 lakh. Up to 3 lakh, no tax. From 3 lakh to 6 lakh, 5% is the rate of tax. From 6 lakh 1 to 9 lakh, 10% is the rate. From 9 lakh 1 to 12 lakh, 15% is the rate. These are the different tax structure rates. I have already explained in one of the video of tax structure. So up to 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh rupees is the income, no tax, nil. Second slab goes from 3 lakh 1 to 6 lakh. From 3 lakh 1 rupee to 6 lakh, 3 lakh is the income. 5% is the rate of tax. 5% of 3 lakh comes to 15,000. Now next slab goes from 6 lakh 1 to 9 lakh. But our income is not going up to 9 lakh. Our income is only 7,54,800. So we'll take the balance. So 7,54,800 minus 3 lakh minus 3 lakh. So 1,54,800. The tax rate is 10%. So 10% of 154,800, 15,480. Add up both, 30,480. So tax on total income, 30,480. Add health and education cess. Compulsorily you have to add 4%. So 4% of 30,480, 1219. Total is 31,699. Rounded off to 31,700. This is the tax liability according to default tax regime, new tax regime. Suppose if in the problem it is asking you to compute the tax liability according to optional tax regime, old tax regime, then old tax regime also I am explaining here for your convenience, for your understanding. Computation of tax liability under optional tax regime. Up to 2,50,000 for non-senior citizen. For default tax scheme, there is no distinction for age. But for optional tax scheme, age factor is there. Non-senior citizen, 2,50,000. Senior citizen, 3 lakh. Super senior citizen, 5 lakh. Right? But here nothing is given. So non-senior, up to 2,50,000. Income 2,50,000, 5% is the, up to 2,50,000 nil. First slab, 2,50,000, no tax. Second slab, from 2,50,001 to 5 lakh, according to the old scheme. 2,50,001 to 5 lakh. Income is 2,50,000. 5% is the rate of tax. So 2,50,000 into 5%, 12,500. The next slab goes from 5 lakh 1 to 10 lakh. But our income is not going up to 10 lakh. Our income is only 7,54,800. So 7,54,800, we will take the balance. 7,54,800 minus 250 minus 250, 2,54,800 is the balance. on which 20%, 5%, 20%, 30%. These three rates are there according to old scheme. So 20% of 2,54,800, 50,960. Now add up 12,500 plus 50,960, 63,460. That is the tax on total income, 63,460. To this add 4% health and education cess. It is same whether default scheme or the optional scheme. Both we will have to add 4%. So 2,538. Add up 65,998. So rounded off to the nearest to 10. So 66,000 is the tax liability according to optional scheme, old scheme. That's all. In examination, any one of the scheme will be asked, right? So in this video, two problems I have explained in detail. If you watch the video two times, then definitely you can be able to get the complete points. Remember, income tax, so many provisions are there. So you have to work hard for this subject. You have to put some extra effort. Then only you can be able to get the command. First of all, it needs your interest. You must study the subject with an interest. That's it. Not just to pass the examination, but to gain the knowledge. Definitely you can gain a lot of knowledge from these videos. So if you are satisfied, give a like to the video, share my channel among your friends, among your groups, so that more students can watch the video. Subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed. Inshallah, we'll continue the next problem in the next video.